Europe must shed the outdated mindset of old Europe and embrace a forward-looking vision, much like the United States did in the 2024 elections. However, recent statements by European leaders reveal a persistent disconnect from reality. At a France-Africa summit, President Emmanuel Macron astonished African leaders by claiming France was responsible for their freedom. This narrative disregards the painful history of African nations that fought to end French colonial rule. France withdrew not out of goodwill, but due to fierce resistance that made continued control unsustainable. The Algerian War alone saw hundreds of thousands of freedom fighters killed by French forces, leaving a legacy of resentment. In response to the summit, several African countries demanded the withdrawal of French troops, stationed under the pretext of fighting terrorism. France's colonial exploitation further strained relations with Africa. Natural resources were extracted at low prices through compliant local leaders. While China later replaced France in several countries by offering better compensation, its influence often brought its own form of control. In contrast, India, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has positioned itself as a genuine partner to Africa. Modi's leadership at the 2023 G20 summit secured the African Union's full membership, reflecting India's commitment to supporting Africa's development without strings attached. Macron's unrealistic proposal at the White House highlighted his detachment. He suggested Russia could hand over its frozen assets in European banks in exchange for a partial withdrawal from Ukraine, an idea unlikely to gain traction. President Trump's bemused reaction underscored the absurdity of the suggestion. Meanwhile, incoming German Chancellor Friedrich Merz's call for European independence from the US ignores the continent's reliance on American defense spending. The notion of a European common defense remains impractical, given widespread reluctance to engage in direct conflict with nuclear-armed Russia. Poland's hardline stance against Russia exacerbates tensions. In 1939, Poland's refusal to allow Soviet troops to cross its territory helped push Stalin into an alliance with Nazi Germany, leading to Poland's brutal conquest. Today, Poland's vocal opposition to US peace efforts with Russia risks driving Moscow closer to Beijing, strengthening China's ambitions in the Indo-Pacific. While modern Europeans are open and friendly, their leaders remain trapped in outdated worldviews. If US-Russia peace talks end the Ukraine war, these leaders may cry betrayal rather than acknowledge the conflict's futility. Europe must break free from the illusions of old Europe and adopt a pragmatic vision for its future.